As the International Eucharistic Congress concluded in Quito, Ecuador on Sunday, September the 15th, Vatican officials announced that the next International Congress will take place in Sydney, Australia in 2028. Let's take a look back at our time in Quito, Ecuador, where the 53rd International Eucharistic Congress was held. 1 street, 7 churches, and 7 crosses. On Garcia Moreno Street in the center of the city, it's easy to feel the authenticity of Quito. It's right here that the long Catholic history of Ecuador's capital city can be found. In the 16th century, this street was called de las Siete Cruces, 7 crosses, because the Catholic convents and churches that lined it built several stone crosses over the years that served as popular altars during the Corpus Christi celebrations.
The Bishop of Quito, back in the colonial times, he wanted that every church will have a cross of stone for representing this sign of Jesus Christ, of the death of Jesus Christ, and that he loves us. So it's, I think it's also the way of love, like passing through these beautiful churches.
The tour of the 7 colonial crosses begins at the Church of Santa Barbara and continues south through the monastery of the Limpia Concepcion until the Metropolitan Cathedral. Consecrated in 1572, the cathedral has 2 main entrances and holds a large part of this city's history.
The important thing about this church is not only the structure that you can see, which is a real monumental structure, but it is the power of God that it represents for the people, for the religion, for the faithful. This cathedral represents the divine power that is present here in this country.
Another church full of history and significance is the Basilica del Voto Nacional, or the National Vow. The largest neo-Gothic basilica in the Americas, it was built to serve as a perpetual reminder of the consecration of the Republic of Ecuador to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. 150 years ago, the decree for the consecration was signed by Garcia Moreno, to whom the city's most important street is dedicated today. 2024 marks this important anniversary and is one of the reasons Ecuador was chosen to host the International Eucharistic Congress.
This is a historical moment, and we need more than ever to strengthen our faith, especially in the love for the Eucharist. Here I want to give an example. Carlo Acutis, who is a wonderful Italian guy, who said that the best highway to get to heaven is the Eucharist, and that the Eucharist is the one that has to ignite us now. We have to know how to grasp it in these days of the Congress. I think that the Congress has to give us a special and specific grace, and that is the ardent love for the Eucharist through Christ.
La Eucaristía a través de Cristo.
More than 40 delegations from around the world have reached Quito for this Eucharistic Congress. Many Catholics in the country hope that the event will have a positive impact on the whole country, not only as a turning point to end the violence, but also to bring young people closer to the faith.
This event, I think, will be most attracting new people that do not have any idea of what being a Catholic means, what being a Christian means, that do not judge others. Because I think if Jesus Christ, he didn't even judge other people, he didn't condemn other people, who am I to condemn others? And I think for me, that's my faith.
The first city in the world to be declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site with 85% of the population baptized, Quito remains a place of faith and prayer. From Panecillo Hill along the road of 7 churches, this city still believes in the saving power of the Eucharist. On the occasion of the International Eucharistic Congress in Quito, the statue of the Virgin has become even more a place of pilgrimage and hope, especially for the citizens of Ecuador, who see this event as an opportunity to foster faith. 41 meters tall, an estimated weight of 124,000 kilos of aluminum, the Panecillo Virgin statue stands guard over the city of Quito at 3,000 meters high. It's unique as a statue of the Blessed Mother as it depicts her with the wings of an angel.
As an Ecuadorian, we are very proud to be represented by this type of monument. since within the city almost 70% of people are Catholic. So being such an ancient center of South America and having the oldest churches and monuments in the world, having the Virgin of Quito, the winged Virgin for us, is something that enhances the value of the Catholic Church in Ecuador, and especially now that it has become a very important point for the visit of the Catholic Congress.
Created in 1975 by the Spaniard Agustín de la Herrán Matorras, the statue was based on the Virgin of Legarda, an 18th century work by Bernardo de Legarda, one of the most important representatives of the Quito school. The sculpture represents the Virgin Mary as she is described in the biblical book of Revelation, a woman with wings and a chain that holds the serpent under her feet. That is why, in addition to the names of Virgin of Quito or Virgin of Legarda, this statue is also called the Virgin of the Apocalypse.
I am 28 years old, but I've always been marked by the presence of the Virgin. This specific place, the Panecillo, the Virgin, have always been very important for me. I think it is very important to pass the faith from an early age. I have a 1-year-old son, and my hope is that he will have faith that God loves him, that God accepts him, and that the Virgin will always be with him.
History, tradition, and faith are bound together in this unique place in the Quito sky.